boys and girls. How are we doing tonight? Thanks, you guys will show up. Oh, Jeff Balance one? Yeah, oh well. Sorry, Jeff. Hey, First Class, Anthony, and Eric Noxkey. How's it going? So, I picked up some tanks from Peplin and Foxy. So, currently I'm scraping paint and A3G. Scraping paint, making a mess, and setting up some more tanks. These guys are the 20 highs. Got some 10s from them also, but I don't have the space currently to set them up. So, I'm not going up yet. I still have 220 highs to take care of. And now that I put my damn scraper. I think I swear it was right here. Yeah. I was really positive I said it right there. I did. And I set a paper towel on top of it. But, let's see if we can adjust this damn thing without it freaking dying. Hey, Henry. I'm trying to play with this stupid, whatever the hell it is. It'd be nice if I could zoom out. There, kinda. I'm okay, Henry. How about yourself? How's everything going with the storm? Woohoo! Getting everything all cleaned up. Ace. I should have put hashtag ASMR on it again. I'm making a huge mess. As long as it don't end up in the fish tanks, I'm okay with it. That's why they invented the broom and dustpan. And there's a lot of construction crap going on in here anyway. I should probably get that repaired there, Henry. Henry, I took a screenshot of my YouTube watch hours and subs and stuff like that for you. And I intended to send it to you, or send it in Discord. For some reason, I ended up sending it to Alex. I think we were talking about something with subs and stuff like that. And then I happened to check it again today. And today my watch hours from the last stream finally came through. And it about doubled my watch hours for the sub-assembly required stream. So I'll keep working at it. Making crappy content for people. At least for now. I don't really have a goal right now, except for getting this fish room built. Which is going to put me in the poorhouse. Pretty much already has. Hey Nancy, how's it going? What else did I miss? Hey Latoya. I believe the other Jeff's on too. I looked on Fish Fam link when I went to set it up. Then yeah, there was nobody up, so I popped up, and then Jeff Pelham was up too. I specialize not really in anything in particular. Mostly common fish, because common fish locally sell. If they're rare, people say that they want them, but they're not willing to pay what it actually costs to get them and breed them and share them out. So I'll have a few specialty things like some higher end cories and plecos, but otherwise it's gonna be pretty common stuff like platies and guppies and swordtails and hopefully some tetras of some sorts, CPDs, pea puffers. I do really want to get a pea puffer colony going. Definitely staying away from bigger puffers because I have not had good interactions with them. Hope all you guys are having a good night though. My day was pretty productive at the fittings I need for the canister under gravel system. I really should be gluing that so it can get drying. Probably wait to test it until tomorrow. I do want to get it glued and dried. Yeah, they're pretty small. I've made fry from them, but I never completed raising them because they got eaten too fast. This is paint, Henry. Paint. I need all my tanks to be clear on the sides that view other tanks because I need the aggression from one fish to the other fish at times. So I'd rather have a divider that I can put in and remove. How's it going, Xanadu? That way I can control the aggression and hopefully make them be better parents, because I'd really like my angels to raise their own babies. And I found with the most success I've had is when I've had other angel pairs in the tank with the parents, or not even pairs. I'd have like multiple females in with a male, and then they would kind of protect them from each other. Hey Craig. Yeah, I really don't like painting tanks. It depends on how it's done, I guess. Like, with that tank, you can see through the back wall. If I adjust my hoses slightly, you won't see them through the tank, and the green gives it a nice backdrop. I don't know, it's personal preference. I am doing good, Mr. Myers. How are you doing? But again, that's a personal preference thing, so if you enjoy it, you do it. Alright, so adjustment. We're gonna rinse the tank. I do need to secure my sink yet. It's not ready for hardcore use. I don't know how long they had these sitting for, but they got dust in them, so it's been a while. We are going to get dirty here in a little bit. I do wish I would have given myself just a little bit more head clearance on these, on the upper row. So when I get the other racks designed out, they'll probably be maybe just like an inch or two shorter. I think that might be enough. Froze up. Hey Cam. Oh, come in. That's not what I want. Hey Sarah. Alright, let's see if I can do this without killing my phone. Alrighty. That looks fairly good. Well, you guys can stare at my back. Which way do I want to go? Probably move over further. That way you can see. Alright, so I'm using what J-Rock dubbed Jeff's Poop Soup. So it's a black cow manure, peat moss. It's got some this brown's got some carbon, some floor dry, and some laterite. But it makes a kind of sloppy mess. And I did do. Alright. See if I can. Yeah. That's the goo. And I did tear down on a tank because I don't like the design of the tank, and Foxy had interest in it. It was an under gravel dirted tank. It was I think it was my first rendition of it. So I learned and made some changes. But this is the cloth that I use for separating the dirt from the under gravel portion. And those are pink flamingo roots. It did pretty good. I'm not sure if the pink flamingos are gonna like their transition. We'll see. Same soil, so hopefully it'll be okay. Yeah, I'm out of tank space too. Not a problem, Sarah. Are they getting any bristles, or are they staying? Or are they going to be females? And that pump is driving me nuts. I thought it was a piston pump, but I was wrong. It's a diaphragm. And she's a lot louder than my LP40. Or LPH40, I think it is. I need to see if I can get a LP80 for Gemco. I need a bigger pump. Maybe even 100. Or 340s or something. I need more oomph. Don't got enough oomph. Alright, I take it was coming through the camera or the mic then. It's annoying as hell for me. Over here it's not bad, but when you get over in that area there, she's noisy. Alright, so when I lay this stuff out, I laid out with most of it at the back, and then kind of like a horseshoe, if I'm going flat on glass. This also has some gravel and sand mixed in with it. The reason that I do the horseshoe is because I want the middle to stay as open as possible. So hopefully the nutrients will draw the plants to the areas that kind of give them a little cover from other fish naturally. And I need more. I don't have to pluck a whole bunch of plants to be able to see the fish. Well, I do have a little bit of use my reclaimed bucket of gravels and stuff, and it's got some frugal stratum and I don't know what all in it. Mishmash. But it's kind of help keep everything from getting all compacted and nasty. Because I'm not doing lava rock underneath this. I do prefer doing lava rock, but I don't want to go that thick with a substrate. And I don't want to run under gravel in these ones up here, because it'll be too hard to disassemble if I have to, if something goes wrong. And with as many tanks as I intend to have, I need it all to be easy as I can at least. As long as I'm figuring it right, I'm going to be pushing on 90 tanks in here. The vast majority of them being 10 gallons, but that's okay because I need more tanks for more species, and not all the tanks are going to be permanent residents. There's also going to be a couple 75s, a 90 thanks to Fish Nerd, and a handful of 20 highs, 29, 20 long. I'm only going to end up with, I think, 10 5 gallons. And for the time being, I'm only going to stick with 5 2.5s, because I'm going to do the rest up top as my breeder jars for putting mops in and angel eggs or ram eggs or whatever it is I happen to be working with. Because I do want to get into rams again once I can actually focus on them. But I'll give you guys a look at what I do for the substrate stuff. This one button. I want this button. Alright, we flip. We flipped. So that's how I lay out the dirt for an on-end tank. That way, hopefully, we can get the plants to spread along the sides, not so much up at the front, because at the front I want them to see each other, so that way they can get aggro. At least that's the hope. You know, can't have everything. And then, here up. This is what I do with the sand. No, I didn't dig as deep. Hey, Jay. Here's some poop soup for you, Jay. This is a different mix, though, not the normal one. It's got some gravels and fluval and sand, black cow manure, peat moss, laterite, floor dry. I figured you'd like that. I still have some fish from Foxy and Peplin to put away. They're still acclimating. And I was a sucker and got some bettas. But I did get, where are they? There they are. Got 3 turquoise severums from PetSmart. They were pretty sweet. There's 2 of them there. So my gold and the red shoulder. Oh, there's a third one. Third one's kind of floating right there. Getting all these guys in the 125 though did really change things a lot. The dynamics between them, because that red shoulder was a dick. Yeah, I got some potassium, but I didn't put it in here. But the way this tank is turning out, I'm really loving it. I gotta mount my light up above yet, because the Euro plants are kind of getting out of control down there. I got some moss to add to the stump too. I really don't want to add the Oscars in this tank because they're gonna fuck it up. We'll see. And this is the rest of the construction trash. I still gotta get rid of some bags and clean up a bit more. Yeah, the 125 turned out really good. Oop, I hit it twice. There we go. A lot better than I expected. I wasn't expecting it to turn out like that. So if I can, I want to maintain that. Maybe a little bit thicker growth, but not too much. All right. Yeah. So that tank, 125. I say 78, 79 right now. And the heat registers are closed in here, so I'm not getting very much bypass heats in here from the furnace. Everything's just coming from the electronics in here right now, which isn't much, and the dehumidifier. dehumidifier is putting off a crap ton of heat. Like, surprised the hell out of me kind of heat. I don't like the zinc legs, they suck. But I do have I can't get a floor drain down below it. So if I miss and make a mess, it won't be so bad, hopefully. Hey Jake, how's it going? Alright, what are we doing? We're scraping a tank. I don't want to put it on there. Bucket. Let's get a bucket. Bucket and a Home Depot mat. Yeah, stable enough. All right. Hey, Ben. Oh, hey, Skull. How you doing? Where are we at? Lock you guys in place. Is that Katie or Jake? Or both? Then we got Cake. Is it Cake Bird now that there's a river? Hey, Jamie. So for anybody that doesn't like nails on a chalkboard, probably it's not your thing. I don't know what paint Peplin used, but this stuff is on there pretty good. Is Mr. Alfardy fishing here? Hey, Mousy. I didn't see elfish in here. I'm not having an all. Oh, there we are. That's because he's on Jeff Pelham's stream. I believe he's up on panel. So they might be streaming me streaming. I don't know. Again, sorry, Jeff, but you weren't on when I started. Because I looked. But Henry feels the need that I should be monetized, so I'm working toward it. I think I decided that what's going to happen is if I do get monetized and people choose to support me, I'll offer them first dibs on my babies, because that's really all I have to offer. I don't want to be a real YouTuber. I do want to be a fish breeder though. I don't mind sharing, at least some of it. Stuff that's not going to get me castrated, at least. At least right now. One day I'll share some of my stuff that'll make Steve and P get all grumpy. Most likely. That did put a smile on my face. Hey, Foxy. Foxy, I'm stripping your tanks. It almost looks like there's duckweed remnants in this one. Naughty Foxy. Alright, good night, Rob. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, so once I got these guys up and going, I'm going to start focusing on building the 75 10 racks. I'll probably build one of them by myself, and then I'll build the second one when I'm happy with it, with you guys. Then I'll share out the measurements in case anybody wants to duplicate it. Duplicate at your own risk. Adjust if you have higher or shorter ceilings. So this is the last one. I have the scrape Foxy too. So later, Joffrey, if you're heading out. I'm definitely not seeing all the chat, so I apologize. But the night's getting long, and I'm gonna get this done. I want to get water in them, get them flowing. I think since I don't have all the angel species that I want right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my clowns in one of the tanks. If they raise the babies, they raise the babies. I'll let them have them. I think in the other tanks, I'm actually going to do the better or not better rubra. I don't have those right now. The blue glarus. I'm going to get those guys in there, each pair in a separate tank, so they can start popping out babies. And then maybe I'll start dropping the mops in a tank between them, and use that for a hatchery for the time being. Kind of see, I guess. Hey, Peplin. Dude, that paint's thick, man. It comes off hard. Some of it, at least. Some of it scraped off easy. Some of it's really biting in there. And Foxy, did Peplin bring in that tank for you to look at yet? Or did you leave it out in the garage? You know, he definitely wasn't as excited about it as you were. Alright, so the reason I'm removing your paint job there, Brian, is because I want to use clear glass as aggro for part of my breeding, and then add dividers as needed. And I did tell everybody else that a while ago, but that's why I want the clear glass, because I can always slide a divider in, and yeah. Oop, too far. I don't think he wanted me to leave it, Foxy. Hey, Killy or Corey. Welcome in, man. I did really like your stream on, what's his name? Cam's show. And Cam was here earlier. I do think we need to get you to do some more of those. Maybe some U.S. Fish Club talks via internet or something. Because you definitely have a lot of good Killy information, a lot of good Corey information. Get after it, Pepper. You know, I could have just carried it in for you while I was there. I cleaned the thing as good as I could. You could probably use a soak. Because it does have some of that, whatever that brown algae is on it. I don't know if there's like a rubbing alcohol or epoxide or something like that that takes it off easier, but I was just razor blading it. Because it's real glass, so you can. Dude, that's a mess. What you doing to me, Peplin? I really hope those club tanks aren't painted, dude. I will cry. Yeah, usually it comes off okay. I just got frustrated and gave up at the point where it was. Because it was late at night and I started the project way too late. And I needed to get to bed, so I went over to sleep for the dentist. It is very nice having a slop sink though. I'm really glad I put that in. I just wish I had the shelving to go with it already. So she was a little bit more stable. I think this one's going to need a little bit more cleaning than the rest of them. The rest of them just took a quick rinse. It was good. Good enough. Overspray. I got that blue crab everywhere, dude. Alrighty, Pavlin. There's a dirty girl. That's some strange algae. Alright, looks like we got no blue on the fishy side. Just get it ready. Just get it ready. One more week. That's blue on the fishy side. Even ready. So what's everybody working on tonight? Everybody doing water changes, pulling eggs, feeding fry. What you doing out there? Oh. It's getting kind of old, isn't it? I know I gotta be careful with my was it the red neon whatever pseudomorgil, because they don't have a really long life. Hopefully get your colony going strong enough before they age out. It's about time you got that going, Jake. Did you set it up right, or did you ignore June? Alright, still gotta get sand in that one, so we'll get some sand in there. Get this set up after the sand. Sand first, because it'll be easier to work out of. Alright, so this is my yard sand, because I like my yard sand. It is unrinsed, so it's just pure. It does not work with every fish. There are some fish that you cannot do that with, because it will just be a massive fucking mess. Make sure I'm caught up. think I'm caught up enough. No, it's not that it's sand, it's more of that I just dug a hole in my yard and got it. Nice skull. I do expect to get babies from them this winter, as well as my black marbles there. The girl is a little messed up. She was perfect before she had an interaction with a puffer. The puffer ate her fins off really bad. I don't know what the hell happened, but I got his teeth trimmed, because that was the one from the auction where his teeth were all overgrown and weird. Got those trimmed, and he was actually able to go in the tank, and then he just went after the angels after that. Just like went nuts. So I put him in with my blue star endlers and German rams. Yeah, I think he ended up killing my female ram, or between him and a male. She ended up dead. Now, there are some pine needles in here. If it's just a few, I don't worry about it. They just break down in the biofilms and crap, eat it. I do not recommend filling your tank with pine needles, but if you got a handful in there, it's not going to kill anything. And realistically, if it does, that fish was probably too sensitive to live in the first place. I do try to get most of the roots out of it. Normally I dig down deeper, take off the topsoil, but I was digging after dark tonight, so I just scraped her back and I went to town. I did bring in a couple of mosses and ferns that I'm going to try. Grow on the stump in the 125. And then also a shrubby bushy thing that I don't know the name of. There's just lots of them around here. Some of them grow on top of bogs, and some of them grow in the ditch and shady areas, usually. Sometimes full sun, but usually shady. I lost my, whatchamacallit, the special tool for moving sands. I don't know what I did with it. But that stump's hollow, so I'm going to see if I can't get this feller to live in it. Whatever he's called. And I'm going to see if I can't get this feller to grow on it. Because I get this stuff all over my yard. It grows down by the lake too. That's not the goal for tonight though. For tonight we're just getting these tanks up, getting water in them, getting filters in them so they can start flowing water, picking up any of the loose fluffy sediments that I don't want to stay in the tank. Me and Pepin were kind of talking about that with his. He says it's too fluffy. Mine's really fluffy too, but I really like it. Once it gets stabilized and settled, it takes it a while, but once it's there, I really like the color and I like the texture that it has. And I think it'll work good for some of the quarries that want to bury their eggs in the substrate. And if it's thick enough, I think actually the Achilles might bury their eggs in it too, because it's soft enough to get in there. Oop, that's a drill. I'm almost out of my poop soup. I have to get another batch going. Now that poop soup, I do use like sponge filter water to season it. And usually I try to use tank water too. And that's just to kind of boost the bacteria growth. And if I pre-wet my sand, I try to use tank water for that too, along with some sponge filter stuff. Just because it helps kick off the tank smoother than a bare start. For me at least. So that's why I do it. But you do you. Whatever you enjoy. However you want to do it, do it. The only important thing is that you actually do it. How you do it don't matter. So everybody's got an opinion. Just like everybody's got an asshole. The vast majority of them stink. I really wish I would have dug down deeper. The color of the sand's not as nice. It's gonna have kind of a multi-tone sand. It's kind of a uniform. Oh, Foxy, are you still hanging out there? I did go to PetSmart and Petco. PetSmart didn't have any what the hell are they? Those stupid plants, damn it. I can't think of it. The ones that come in a jelly. So they didn't have any. They did, however, have free turquoise sebrums, so I got those. And I did pick up some albino cories from them too. So I'm going to grow out those albino cories and see if I can't make babies out of them. Because I need some more basic cories for the local store. I do wish that I was already making babies, because this is the time of year that I'd prefer to be taking them indoor instead of late winter. I'm also too far away from my phone and tablet, so I can't read right now. I apologize. Now, I am kind of sad that I'm putting that island stand in the middle, because I really like the look of this 125 as a full tank. I'm going to be sad if I can't see it all the way across, which I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to. But I can't give up the space. I need the tanks. For what I want to accomplish, I need more tanks. And I also need more species of cories. One of them I can never remember the damn name of. How are you? I think that's a wood tick. Whatever you are, you're not staying in there. I have no idea what you are. You can go in a garbage bag. No clue. Guy looks like a squished wood tick though. There was a big fat one, all full of blood, got popped. Alright. I think that's good enough for the time being. This is going to be the last 20 high that comes in here. Well, maybe. This guy right here is a Fluval all-in-one crappy 16 gallon. And I cut the back out of it because I hate it. and put a sponge filter in it. That one might go away if it drives me too crazy. I'm thinking I'll shift it over a little bit, and I'll put some black electrical tape on it so it looks like a normal tank, and then it might be okay. Maybe. We'll see. I think that's what it was. It was a Fluval 16 or a Fluval 18 or something like that. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Yeah, Foxy, guess what? The mom and pop shop gets the fish from the same place as Petco. And they treat them the same as Petco. However, PetSmart actually treats theirs decent. But still the same vendor. I think there's one vendor that she uses that they don't. But the fish are still shit. So I have equal luck, or actually technically I have better luck getting fish from Petco or PetSmart than I do from her. Very unfortunate. But I lost almost everything in my pond because of one of her fish. Don't know which one it was, but it was one of her fish. Also, she told me to get my fish elsewhere for breeding for her. Because she knows her fish are crap. But albino cories are albino cories. It don't really matter who they come from. They ain't wild. They ain't natural. And Alfardy fish can't make them fast enough to supply me. I don't know of any other breeders breeding them because they're cheap fish. Which is why I'm breeding them, because local people are cheap. All right. Oh, Nancy. Yeah, we don't get that here. There's a few fish that are brought in that are locally bred, but it's very, very few. In the Midwest, though, most everybody's getting their fish from A-Pet for a wholesaler. A-Pet's been garbage since the 90s. All right. Unplugged. All right. On my red shoulder, too. I really like my Sebrums. He's less of a dick in here. He was a dick in the 55. When I got him, he was like the size of a dime. I have the 2 little golds, and he was an asshole to the 2 golds. Yeah, I don't have a pet supplies plus, at least not that I know of. But here we go. That's my poop soup layout. It's just going on the glass. It's really thin, like maybe an inch at the most. And it's in a horseshoe shape, so that way it encourages the plants to stay out of the middle. And then I can get natural plant barriers along the sides with crypts or whatever I end up having to put in there. But now it's time for the sand, so we'll get some sand. I know that she had mentioned that one of her suppliers was out of Minnesota, and that one I don't know. I know that my favorite supplier when I worked the store was one out of Milwaukee, but he's been gone for a long time. Got mud on my camera or phone. Yeah. I've had plenty of die-done laters from multiple people. Or dead in the bake even. Even the ones that care the best for them, still can't predict what genetics they have, how long they're gonna live. Some fish really just don't do well in aquariums. Unfortunately, it is a true fact. And my long-handled algae scraper is my escaping tool for the moment, because I have no idea where the fuck I put the other one. It's probably in a damn box somewhere. And it is a tight fit. I can work in the tank to a point. So I can net fish if I need to. But I can't escape the back half of it per se. So when it gets overtaken with plants in the back, it's just overtaken with plants. It's gonna stay that way for until I tear the damn tank down. So my other sand buckets were sitting out there for a little over a year. Took me that long to use the damn things up. And now with this build, I'm probably gonna go through, say probably like 3 or 4 55-gallon drums of sand. In total, I bet you that's what I'll end up using. Imagine going to Petco and having to buy all that damn sand, or LFS, or anywhere. You have to mortgage your damn house. But we'll see how it goes. If everything gets stable enough, I might stop doing wholesale and just do online sales in the summer and spring and fall probably, and then maybe start hitting some swaps. I was down in Milwaukee and Madison, the one in Iowa, because I harassed Foxy and Peplin until they finally went, and then I didn't go. Because, yeah, things came up and we got tight. It sucks, but what do you do? And if this does really well, we'll put a slab out across the front of the house and we'll do an expansion. And that one, I would love to do 40 breeders on end on all my tanks. I really would. Probably not going to happen, but and I do need small tanks for breeding because they just work better for the vast majority of fish. As much as people might hate it, 2.5 gallons have a place. 5.5 gallons have a place. And they're the most prominent tanks for breeding. I also don't intend on breeding anything except for maybe Severums or something like that, or Angels that need bigger tanks. Most of the fish I intend on working with are just happy living their whole life in a 5 gallon. Or not a 5 gallon, a 10 gallon. I don't think they'll end up living a 5 gallon their whole life. Just for breeding. It depends on what you're working with. If you're working with neon, and you got a group of 6, that's more than plenty. Any neon-sized fish. Realistically, you'd probably do 12 in there. That'd be just fine. If you set it up right. Each of these tanks up here has 3 spouts. So I can do a sponge filter. If I need a box filter, I can do one of those. And if I need a breeder box, I can do one of those. So I should be pretty well set for filtration as needed. That fucking bomb, dude. That's gotta go. It might stay this winter, but I'm getting another LPH. Or a few of them. That LPH has been in my living room for over a year. Right next to the TV. And you don't even notice it. The only thing you hear is the air in the tanks. It is such a quiet pump. This thing sounds like an old fluval whisper or something. It's all worn out. Alright. I'm going to take a peek at you guys. Probably point you at a tank or something, have a smoke, and then start filling. But I would like to have a smoke before I start filling. That guy can go in one of the tanks. Give that a rinse. Alright, which one of these makes you roll? One of them does. I don't think it was that one. Bastard. Should want to roll right. That should be good. Give this a rinse. Alright, so where are we at? That's very likely clear epoxy. It probably would work really well for that. Alright, I'm gonna leave my mic in here for a bit. Yeah, I know. It's 5 gallons are an extremely useful tank. I know that the fish police hate them, whatever. It just is what it is. You can't make everybody happy. Alright, I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm gonna get a smoke. Alright, I'm back. Get set up to get some water in there. Get you guys set up to see the damn tanks. And zoom out. You can see all of them again. Yeah, I really don't want to smoke in the fish room. I really don't want to smoke in any of the new parts of the house, really. And hopefully, at some point in time here, I'll quit. That's the goal. Working on the fish rooms really reduced my smoking. Because I lose track of time. Just keep rolling. I got a big ass mess to clean up. Probably trash my room. All my tanks are on ramp down right now too. I believe they're all scheduled to go off at midnight. So I might have to override some lights. And I need a lot more lights, like a lot. A lot of 4-footers. Almost entirely 4-footers. I think I only need 4 3-footers currently. And I also need reptile type lights for the tortoise table in the middle there. Yeah, it's gonna be expensive. So I think I'm gonna outfit the fish room with Glorium because it's got a very similar app to Fluval, but I can access it via Wi-Fi. And it also gives me a temperature probe. And I believe it's like half the price of the Fluval with more output. Or more potential output, which that part I don't really care about. I don't need that so much. On some of the deeper tanks, like the 125, I might, because all the lights are going to be hung above. None of them are going to sit on the tanks except for the 20 highs. That'll probably stay sitting on the tanks. Alright, get this thing flushed out. But I think I can get a 4-foot Glorium for $150. And I think Fluval 4-footers are up to $250 now. So I think I seen them at PetSmart tonight. Because I was going to get one and then seen the price listing and I was like, oh yeah, fuck no. So I thought they were $200 for a 4-footer. Alright, we'll get this hose stretched out. Get as little blue on it as possible. I'm gonna be cleaning up that blue shit forever there, Peplin. Oh, where's my tile? That's not cool. I got a sprayer. Can't wait till I have that hard piped in. The goal is to have all my, to have a couple fill lines. One of them 1/4 inch, one of them probably this big beast. And also have permanently plumbed in drains as well. They have a continual siphon on them. Kind of like this one that's sitting on the floor right now. Because I've been messing around with it. That needs work yet. I need some hose clamps on her because she loses the siphon. Alright, which one do I want to start with? Let's do the dirty one. And my tile. So, I use a tile to lay in a tank. So that way the sand don't get pushed all over the damn place. It's moved around a little bit, but it's not so bad. And then I'll have to get a couple of packages of filters, I think. Alright, you can stay right there and not move. And I'm gonna go grab a bag of filters. What are you guys doing now? Ambient temperature in the fish room, I think, is like 82. I'll check that in just a minute here. $86 today. Let's see if, yeah, I think you guys can see it. Yeah, she's toasty in here. And the tank temperatures are only averaging, the bottom one down there is 78 to 125. So the ambient temperature is not translating into the tanks as much. I know that the other 75 was only maintaining 77. Now, if I do keep the fish room closed up, I'm able to maintain about between 35 and 40% humidity. So that side's not so bad. All right, bulk filters. These are my personal favorite filters. I need some bigger ones for the Twenties, but these will have to do for now. I also need a crap load more for the 10s that are not here yet. And yeah, I don't get to watch chat much right now, so. Yeah, that's 30C. That's what it starts out as, but I don't understand that talk, so I have to switch it over to Fahrenheit. Because that's what they decided to raise me on. And I really don't do well with change. We're doing. Alright. Get you wet. Okay, these things are getting fixed for a few days, so they're gonna stabilize and settle out. And then I will move PCs over a little bit later. What am I after here? Oops. What have I got down here? I believe one of these will work. I do have a pretty full spool of airline, but reduce, reuse, recycle. 2 point. There's some things that is not worth it. Yeah, we're freezing. When I was out digging sand, it was already frosty. It sucks. I'm not ready for winter at all. Alright, now I get to be a contortionist. You wet? Now, these little sponges do a good job of picking up all this sediment that gets flushed up, because I wasn't being mindful enough and let it get all torn up. Alright, so if you have multiple fish tanks, you really should have an air loop with some kind of a piston pump. Don't be cheap and get a diaphragm. You'll be angry with yourself. Unless you want to buy mine. Then you can buy mine. So I bought this one used. It's kind of like watching paint dry, watching these fill, hey? Alright, what we got going on? Hey, son. Yeah. We're sharing the cold. Henry asked for it, so he pushed it south. Blame Henry. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be skating on them, but might get a crust on them. Let's hopefully I can see a little bit better if it doesn't spin terribly. Really need to move that. The space under the 20s is for the tortoises. So that's going to be just all tortoise table. It'll have a slider from here that can go that way. It'll have a slider in the middle that can go either direction. And then it'll have a slider on that end that can go this way. And that's just so I can get full access to them. Down the road I do plan on breeding them. And then I'll probably only offer them online. But I do want to spawn them at least once. I like my tortoises and turtles. Eventually I want to get into the little musk turtles. Maybe spawn those a couple times. Getting close. Okay. You know, I just put these angels in here a couple days ago. And when I was catching out, I think it was the Severums and putting them in here. When I put the net in the water, the angels would swim into the net. They didn't learn their lesson the first time around. Should pop loose. That should be full enough for working in. I do wish the suction cups were better on these little fellers though. They weren't so sensitive. It's more that if there's a film on the glass or anything goofy like that, they pop. But if you get them in there right, they stay pretty good. By morning, all these guys will be crystal clear. Unless it's funny. My other sand that I get from deeper clears up a lot faster. I think it's like 6 inches or something like that. Got tape measure. 7.5 inches. This is like just enough room to work in. Need to stop losing those in. It's hard to share them if you lose them. I do need a couple more species of hill streams yet too. I only have one breeder group started, so. It just suction cup them. Eventually they stick. And that was unfortunate for them. I know that the like the 10s, 6 inches is probably plenty to work out of. because you're not reaching back as deep. For the 5s, it's not so bad either. For the bigger tanks, though, the stretches, it's tough. Fortunately, I only intend on having angels up here and temporarily some blue glarus. We'll go over here for a little while for breeding. I'll probably separate them out and then keep throwing the mops in the middle one until I see fry swimming around. Just keep pulling mops daily. I still have some of Big Steve's crayfish, or not crayfish, Big Steve's clawed shrimp. Yeah, I don't aquascape. Utility and plants. I like plants, but not at the detriment of fish. I can appreciate an aquascape, but it's just not my thing. You also wouldn't want your 20 gallons on end like this for aquascaping, though. Yeah, that's about what I have on the other 10 gallons. I used the wrong design on my other 75 rack. So the space was too tight. I had corrected it, but used the wrong plans when I assembled it. So I absolutely hate that fucking rack. This 75 rack is really nice to work out of. And it's unfortunate that it's going to go on a broom pile if nobody wants it locally. I went that way. Oh, I can get down. So the only thing that would make that one better realistically for a working standpoint is putting it on a 2x12 or a 2x6 frame. And that's just to give you a little bit more space for easier water changes. I'm going to need another filter. Which pipe? Pump that one up. Get another filter. Left up there. Again, if anybody finds a damn link for these things, but bigger, send it to me. So I do need a larger version for these tanks, and potentially for some other ones. I think I'm going to do the dirted under gravel in the 40 breeders and the 90. Because the 125 is a dirted under gravel. I appreciate it. Thanks, Brian. Dirted under gravel into a canister instead of air driven. And that's only because I intended on putting the Oscars in there, and I want to try it, see what it does. Because I kind of like experimenting to a point. I do have my limitations. And I'm sore and hurting. We need water. Get you wet. So if you are having troubles with the suction cup sticking, clean the glass again. If there's something on there that's giving you troubles. At least if they're new. If they're old, that's a little different. This one might be long enough for do. Not quite. Maybe. I don't like that though. Turn it on. That should be good. So I'm really confident I'm going to hold off on getting more 2.5s for the time being. And I'm going to utilize that space for my hatching jars and my mop jars and stuff like that. Because I'm going to need a space for those too. They might actually even get switched with the 2.5s, because the 2.5s currently, what my intention is fish food. I want to use it for doing my Daphnias and scuds and all those goodies. But I did discover that I have to use a ladder to work on these tanks. So I'm going to have to make sure I keep enough space between all my rows for ladder. Because even the 10 gallons are going to be high enough to require a ladder. Yeah, I know. When I looked for them, I couldn't find them. So Brian told me they were on there too. The ones that I found had pumps on them, not air driven. Oh, wait, being naughty. Keep it open. Kind of nice that I have two devices so I don't fuck up the other one. Still not playing very nice. There we go. Yeah, I didn't find those when I did my search. They weren't popping up. Thank you, sir. Come on. Ooh, what are we doing? There we are. This tablet is on its way out. It is so finicky. Where'd you go? Try that. Alright. I am back again. Yeah, I don't need them to be pretty though. Hey, Amisa. Yeah, that I need to. Oop, that's getting full. You guys are naughty. Trying to make me do my first overflow. So I am going to be hooking up a 1/4 inch fill, and then also I think a 1/2 inch fill, like a 3/8 3/8 ID, 1/4 inch and 10 for the small tanks, and it will have a overflow float on it, so we don't get any major floods. The floor can handle some water. It's just why if you don't have to. This one went, yep. I am also getting very stiff. I really need a different tablet and a computer. 620s is what I'm gonna have on the top row. So I will only have 620s in this fish room because that's the only place they're going. There's gonna be 275s. I am still determining if it's gonna be 340s or 240s. And it will have 190. Above the 90 is gonna be fives. So there's gonna be 10 fives. Yeah, 10 fives, and then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go 340s because I want another 40 and I like 40s. Then that wall is gonna have 2 racks of 20 each, 10 gallons, and then this wall is gonna be the 75 rack with 8 to 10 gallons above it. There's this wall back here. Then there's also a space that's going to be like right here. It's going to give my access for the pump. If I have enough extra 10s, then I'm going to do 110 here and 110 here. And my 10s will line up right about here. You can see me up. And I am going to have those lower though. They're only going to come up about this high. So if I have to service the air pump, I'm gonna have to take down that 10. So it's only gonna be probably like a little bit of sand and a breeder type setup where I can just pop it in and out and it don't matter. It's not gonna be so all of the 10s are gonna be easily torn down. They're not gonna be fancy pants scape stuff. Hey Debs, welcome in. The 125 actually is more than I wanted to do with it, but it turned out nice and I'm happy with it. It's not done yet, but and I still have to determine if the Oscars are going to go in it or if they're going to maybe go in that 90 instead. I'm really leaning towards going in that 90 with them instead. But this is also currently a test run to verify that my build is solid and everything can handle it. That's why the tortoises aren't in here yet. I've had those tortoises for a long time, and I'd be pretty devastated if something like that happened to them. I had considered rehoming them, but I know that I would end up getting some again. So why go through the tournament? Just keep the ones I'm attached to. So one of the reasons why I'm leaving extra on these guys is so I can pull the filter forward without unhooking it from my little string I got in the back. That keeps my airlines out of the tanks. And that'll probably be showing off better when the 10 gallons go in. Unfortunately, it rained all week last week, damn near. So I never had a day that I could go out and cut wood for the stands. So I'm behind on that. And I'm very irritated about it. Ooh, that's got sand in it. That's better. Alright, need one more. I don't think I grabbed it yet, but no. Really unfortunate that I'm building this fish room unsponsored. It'd be such a great opportunity for somebody to sponsor me. aquarium or fluval, but only if the fluvals are free. 'Cause I really want to switch over to aquarium. I don't know that they're better long term. That we'll find out. Only time's going to tell on that one. But output wise and programmability, I think it's equivalent. Shorty and shorty. Those guys can just get tossed. Get here. Yeah, that guy will work. These are all from my other tens out there when I moved them around in the other tanks. So I did have to bring some tanks in here right away. Get you wet. This one might take a bit to get to stick proper. This was the one that had the duckweed in it. It's a good thing I already got duckweed. Alright, so I had to take it outside and burn it. Before I do end up getting a new piston pump, I do want to verify this can actually do all the things I want to do. Hey Sammy. She's almost full. One more to go. Then I got some fish to let go. And I'm done for the night. Hey Mike. So I need to get a hold of Fish Nerd again, and I think 2 weeks from this coming weekend is when I'm going to try to go pick up those tanks. This weekend I'm going to go hard on shelving and try to get all the racks built that I need to have built, that I have the materials for. And then find out what materials I'm short on, because I might be short on some plywood. I thought I overestimated, but plans have changed a bit, so things are different. Now the new tanks that I set up, they'll sit overnight, flow air through them and stuff. And tomorrow I'll probably do like a 50% water change or something. They should be plenty clear by tomorrow, but in case there's any sediments that I don't know about, I'd like to do a couple water changes on them before I start dumping fishies in them. I might end up keeping that tank like that. Works really good for holding my hose. As much as it was annoying me. are so stiff. Yeah, I think that, I don't know, I'll figure it out. If I can get 4 rows of 5s above that 90, and I still got 5-6 inches to work out of, I'll probably do it. Because, I mean, a 5-gallon, that doesn't weigh nothing. I could pull it out while it's full, even if I need to. Not ideal, so I prefer not to, but even at that. So should be 40. If I do those, be 40, 50, 60. 6, 71, 2, 3, 83, 84, 5, 6, 7, around 87 tanks. Yeah. Not yet, Sammy. I gotta pop out the baby first. No, not auto water changes, but I am setting up to do simple water changes. So I'm gonna have permanent siphons going to the floor drain, and I'll have a few that are 1/4 inch because they drain really slow, and then I will have 2, 1 for sure, maybe 2 that are the normal python size. For the fills, I'm gonna have 1 1/4 inch with a float shut off on it, and I plan on having 1 that's approximately python size with a shut off on it too. Because why not do it right if you're setting it up? I know that wall's still got to get a shelf above the sink. It's going to get plexiglass behind the sink and along the side, and then silicone so that way everything goes in the sink. I'm still deciding where I'm going to put the brine shrimp at. I'm thinking on this rack on the side, so it's directly over the sink, up high enough that it's out of the way, and I think I can do my winding of 1/4 inch fill below it, the bigger one down below. So something else I got going on is I've got a fill spout specific for the fill lines. Preset. All I gotta do is turn this guy on, and then I get my predetermined water out. So I'm gonna tap in a 1/4 inch here, and I think I'm gonna delete this or put a different adapter on, so that way it's just the connected to my Python. And then, I mean, every tank I have is going to be in here, so yeah. And like I said, I still got to get feces put away, and I got a whole lot of Peplin blue paint to clean up. Yeah, thanks, Peplin. But the floor drain's right down here. And so I got this feller. The design of this one, I can fit a 1-inch pipe right down the middle there. So this is going to go in there, and I'm going to get piped to here. My D-hum's going to get piped in the top probably. Yeah. And then, so I'll have probably a couple 1/4 inches going in this one. The 1/2 inch or 1 inch, whatever, not 1 inch, 1/2 inch or 3/8 or whatever it is on this side. And then again, the D-hum in the middle. These will have little 90s or whatever coming off of them, where the pipe can be fitted to it permanently. And it'll have a permanent siphon on it, like this one that's on the floor right here currently does. And then it will have this DIY switchy guy and a couple 90s on it. I plan on setting up my fill very similar to that, so everything it'll be pretty uniform. At least that's the goal, is as uniform as possible. Just because that will make my life easier, and I mean, I need life to be a little bit easier. I work a lot of hours, so I need things to go smooth when I'm working. So after I build the first rack, Amisa, I'm going to build the second one on a live, because I don't want to make a video. When I do that, I'm going to do the dimensions and get them all written down. That way, if somebody chooses to do it, they can. I use a pocket hole rig, which is right over here. It makes life a lot easier. It takes a lot of thinking out of it. You just put your biddy in, drill your hole. It's got a stomp on it. As long as you do it right, it works out good. If you do it too deep, it puts the screw in the floor. So, not ideal. So close. This was clearing up pretty quick. This was clearing up okay too. This one not so much. But yeah, it is what it is. When I do my second build, maybe I'll fly people in. Yeah, they're handy. I put off buying one for a long time because it was expensive. When I did my van build, I finally said screw it and bought them. I am so happy I did. Been trying to get Jill to let me do the cabinets myself, but she's not so willing. So at some point I might need Mr. Peplin to give me a hand with some cabinets. I know Jill doesn't want to ask you because she thinks you're too busy. But I don't like what they offer at stores. I like real wood. I like real plywood. I don't like glue together shit. This is garbage. Something to keep in mind is I only have 7-foot ceilings in here, so that limits me a bit. You've got 8-foot ceilings. This rack would actually work out really good if you have a lot of clearance. But since I only have 7-footers, I gained a couple inches, but not much. When I did the remodel, I think it was like maybe an inch I gained. Because that, whatever that ceiling stuff is that they use in here is like, 1.5 inches thick almost. That stuff's thick. which kind of sucks because it was part of my installation. But the fact that they didn't have any insulation up there before, and now I have R15 up there, it should be better anyway. I do think next time I drain the tanks, I'm going to scooch that one over a little bit so it's more balanced. And we'll see. If it drives me too nuts, I'll end up pulling it and putting a 20 high in there too. But this space is going to be for the pump. And yeah. The other rack's going to stop shy of it because I need access for the pumps below, and I don't want that to be a dead space either. So, and the tortoise table overhangs because there's no real weight over there, like over in this section, so it doesn't really need the support. That's it. Get my hose all drained out. I am a little bit disappointed that I have to use a ladder when I work on tanks up here though. I won't need it for feeding. But if I'm doing anything beyond feeding, I'll have to use a ladder. Struggles with being short. Right? If I switch over to cockroaches, I probably make more money than I will with fish. I am 5'8.5" I think the last time that they measured me at the dock. So I'm not very tall. I personally consider it to be average-ish, at least for this area. I do like the fact that I can reach my ceilings on a ladder, so I like them being 7 foot, and it's less wasted space, but yeah, it does limit me on my rack sizes. Granted, I would never do an LRB thing. That's just stupid. But if he starts having to maintenance those tanks heavy, that's just miserable. Maybe if he's got a librarian ladder or something, he can slide it back and forth, but yeah, I do not envy that setup. Thanks, Elisa. I did overthink a lot of this. I'm sure I missed some things that were potential, and some things I might have skipped on purpose because I didn't feel at the time that they were worthwhile for the way I do things. And that might come back to bite me in the ass later, but we'll see. The reason I went with the outlets high is because when you put a rack full of walls, you cannot get to those. And when we built up the fish store, that was a block building, so ours all actually went on the ceiling. And then it had a J boxes with conduit ran down far enough so we could reach in behind the second row down of tanks and plug in the lights for the bottom tanks, and also filters, because once the really old air pump died, I think they got it rebuilt 3 times while I was with them, and eventually got to the point where they couldn't get parts for it anymore, so they just deleted it and got a special offer to switch everything over to aqua clears, like way back in the day. But I think this is where we're gonna end it, because I need to smoke and I gotta get some fish put away, and it'll go a lot faster if it's just me putting fish away. So thanks everybody for coming and supporting. Yeah, everything's looking good. I didn't get the CPDs and stuff put away. I don't know if you were in here when I was telling Foxy, but I did get some turquoise severums and some albino cories from Petco. And I got a couple betas too, because they were just pretty cool. And I couldn't help myself. I like your good beta. And I only have one female right now, so I figured I'd get a couple males and maybe see if I can't get at least one spawn once. So Petco's good by us. It really is. As long as it's the long-term kid. PetSmart is totally different. It is not good by us. PetSmart had fish that I wanted, but they had tumors on them, so I didn't get them. Really sucks. They had some Buenos Aires tetras and some Colombian tetras, and those Colombian tetras were just awesome. The colors on them were great, but they had like great big chin tumors. But all right, this is time. Like I said, eventually I'm going to do the this weekend I'm going to focus on getting the racks done. When I build my first 75-10 rack, as long as I'm happy with the way things are going and I like the design of it, I'll build the next one on live, and then I'll share all the cut dimensions on it, so that way if you want to build it, you can build it on your own. Something that I will show you though is how I do my lights for fluvels. So I do like fluvels for this reason. So on my 10 gallons, my 5 gallons, whatever, are on a 4-footer. And I cut grooves in 2x6. So I could just put it in there and then I can slide it. And I can slide it all the way back to the back so I can access everything. That's how my other design was supposed to be too. And I did that to a point, but the top is only like right here because I had the 2x4 in the wrong direction. So I lost 1.5 inches. And it really sucks. So that one's got all matte filters and I can't properly service them without pulling the whole tank out. And it pisses me off to no end. But this one, the way that this one's laid out, it's really good. Like I said, the only thing that I would do different if I wasn't doing this for somebody else would be 2x6 on end or 2x12 as the base. That way your 10 gallons are at least 6 inches to 12 inches off the ground, and it makes it easier for service. That being said, when you raise that raises this. I don't remember how tall this is, but I can service this for the most part with a stool because it's shoulder height on me. If you go up another foot, you know, you're talking way the hell up here. So yeah, that's not so feasible. There's blue glaris with all that glare. But yeah, overall it's worked out really good for me. This stand, the other one drives me fucking nuts. I hate it just because I can't reach anything. So I am taking all of that into account when I'm building all this stuff and cramming all my tanks in. I'm making sure that it's serviceable when I do it. If I have to give up a dozen tanks to make it serviceable, I will. Because I need it to be easier. But, alright guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to let y'all go and I'm going to get a smoke, get some fish put away, and go to bed because I'm tired as fuck. Alright. Good night.